Wave.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to The Right Time, a Wave original. My name is Bomani Jones. Thanks for listening wherever you get your podcast. Thanks for watching us on YouTube. Subscribe, like, rate us, review us, give us 5 stars. You only give us 4 stars. I'm inclined to believe you are a hater. I feel like this is kind of like Time Machine Thursday in this case. And Tuesday, we had my brother on and we were talking about Prince. And today, I got my man DJ Wally Sparks on. And we're going to talk about Prince, but it's a little bit of a different discussion this time. Because last time, I really wanted to lock in on, like, obviously, I had my brother. So it was like as based in relationship as much as anything else, right? His relationship with the music, my relationship with him, the kind of hereditary notion of how it gets passed down, how it gets from my dad to my brother, all of those things. Me and Wally, a little bit more music nerdy in this. And so the nerdiness of the music is sort of the direction that we're going with. So I'm actually curious, because you and I are not exactly the same age, but we close enough to the same age. Like your entryway into getting into Prince. Because the truth is, we are old enough to get in there, but we're also a little younger than the prime Prince audience.
Yeah, for sure. Like the baby Gen Xers is kind of where we at.
Yes.
But shit, how I got into Prince, man, probably through the medium of music video. You know what I mean? I'm pretty sure I saw him doing some kind of cool dance move, probably hitting a split or something with a guitar in his hand. I was like, that look cool as shit, man. I think I'm into this. You know what I mean? And you know, moreover, the music was jamming. You know what I mean? That's always the baseline with me, man. Do a jam or do it not jam, and it was jamming. So that was kind of my entry point into Prince. So I guess this would have had to be maybe right before Purple Rain, before he like exploded. You know what I'm saying? So you know, and then, but even then, like when he became ubiquitous around 1984, shit, I was I about 7 years old then, and you know, all that shit looked interesting to me as a young kid. I'm like, man, what is going on here, man? It's all these colors flying around, and I can't tell if it's a man or a woman. Is it a girl with a mustache? Is it, I don't what's happening here? You know what I mean? But whatever it is interesting, you know. And the music was the real thing that kept me most interested into what was going on with Prince at that point in time in my life.
Yeah, like the video point, I think, is an interesting one, because as we think about like video as an evolving art form, and obviously nobody
especially back then at that stage.
Right. Like nobody leaned in on video quite like Michael Jackson, obviously, which is, I think, a byproduct of what happens when your first record sells 9 million copies and is the biggest selling black record of all time. You get some money to do some videos on the next one that sells 875 million copies, or however many, Thriller ultimately did. Prince, you got like the American Bandstand, I Want to Be Your Lover clips that you think of. And then you get to the 1999 videos, right? That look like they were shot on the same day, right? Look like they were shot on the same set. And it's really just him and that incarnation of the band playing the music. But it is your first glimpse into the fact, like, something different going on with these cats, right? It's him, it's Dez, it's Lisa Coleman, like alternating, singing on 1999. And you looking at them, right? Or even, I think that's the video where you got Wendy and Lisa on each other on the keyboard, right? While they doing it. And you're like the thing I would have loved to have been around for in real time to fully conceptualize is to be like, yo, is this what they doing in Minneapolis? Like, what the hell going on up there, man? I thought it was just cold.
I had no context about Minneapolis back then. Like, I didn't know. I didn't know where they were from or what they were doing. I was like, this is weird, and I'm not sure if I like it or if I don't like it, but I do like this music. You know what I mean? Like, it was, I thought Dez was cool. I thought he was a cool looking dude because he had the, I was kind of heavy into like kung fu movies and shit, and he had that
yes.
Japan bandana on his head. I'm like, oh, well, he looks cool, and he plays guitar. Guitars all. No, everybody plays guitar looks cool, no matter whether you're good at it or not. You know what I'm saying? If you got a guitar in your hand, you just look cool. But yeah, man, like I would be seeing all that stuff, and I try. man, I try and emulate it. I used to get in trouble with my mama because I was really big into hair bands back then too. So like, but because I was watching music videos, so Poison and Rat and all those like glam metal bands, I was way into that. And Prince was like the black version of that to me, and I used to get in trouble with my grandmama when I'd be over her house while my mom was at work. I used to take like fingernail clippers, right? And take like instead of like the part you clip your nails with, but the other end and like clip that shit to my ear and like use them like earrings and shit and like get into my mom's eyeliner and shit and put it on my face and act like I'm playing the guitar because I want to be like Prince. You know what I'm saying? And my grandma was like, she was not having it at all. She was like, she's like, you need to get your life together, son. We need to take you to church.
Yo, I'm saying Prince seems like the ultimate bridge too far dude that has ever been. Like, okay, y'all doing all this other stuff. Okay, that's fine. This right, hey.
Yeah, man, you doing a little too much, man. You got too much dip on your chip, dog. You know what I'm saying?
But like musically, it's interesting for me because I talked a little bit about this with my brother, but like the first album is like, oh, okay, you are 19 years old or 18 years old trying to get this going. Nice try. See the vision, right? See where you try to go. The second one, he's always described as his attempt to make songs that sounded like what he was hearing on the radio, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like I understand what the assignment is. I will come in and I will replicate the assignment. Something also very interesting. I'm curious if you knew this. I read one of these books where the label wanted Verdine White to produce his first record. Not even Maurice. I think it was Verdine.
One? The For You album? Or the second
either
one?
For You or the self-titled, but somewhere in there, the label wanted them, and Prince rejected it because he felt that Earth, Wind, and Fire was too much of a disco act for his personal taste, which I don't wholly disagree with, right? Like I have a people get mad when I start talking about Earth, Wind, and Fire.
No, we've had Earth, Wind, and Fire discussion before. You know what I'm saying? And I'll be
when
like,
I love them,
really?
I love them. When I love them, I love them. But I fully understand why Prince is like, hey, this isn't my sound. Like, you know what it is with Earth, Wind, and Fire? And it's funny because me and my man Dewan talk about this, talk about music a lot. And he's a big Earth, Wind, and Fire guy because he is a trained musician. And trained musicians love Earth, Wind, and Fire. But Dewan is also a minor chord guy, right? Like, he does not like his music to sound very happy. And to me, Earth, Wind, and Fire always sound a little too bright and too happy.
They make pretty music.
Yeah, and Prince has never really made pretty music. It wasn't until like his late 30s that you start getting into like the Bet You Could Buy Golly Wild phase and stuff like that, where it sounds pretty. But that self-titled album, it's got Bambi, right? It gets into some of the places that we know Prince to get to, but it is kind of just okay. I see where you're going. Back when you had time to take a couple albums to figure out what it was that you were doing, but it had I Want to Be a Lover. It had I Feel For You, and I actually prefer his version over the Shaka Khan version. That Shaka Khan version is just too 1980s for my personal taste. It's got Still Waiting on it. That's my jam. We talked about having Bambi on it.
You know, that album also got the most Princiest Prince song on it, in my opinion. Why You Treat Me So Bad. That's like the most Prince song of all time, in my opinion.
Yeah.
You know. And I love that record, bro. I actually play that record out sometimes. You know, just when, like, if I'm DJing and I'm in a spot where I know there might be like a music, like a real music head in there. That's a song that I can play to kind of pop the crowd because I know somebody, especially if they're a Prince person. And if I play Why You Treat Me So Bad, anytime I do that, they'll be like, you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah,
yes,
here we go. You know what time it is. But
that
record has some joints, though. It does have some joints.
And that's a guitar show-off song for him, too, which, again, in that era, he did not do that many of. He basically put the guitar down after this for like 4 years. Not that he didn't play it, but it was never all right, let me show you what I can do quite like this. Like, I love Still Waiting on this because I'm a big fan of Prince show-off on piano songs. And that wasn't a show-off like solo show-off, but he plays piano lines that you feel and can get into that, but say, to find someone to call my own because I'm sick and tired of being alone. Like he can hit that lane so good where you think about him always like smashing atoms and coming up with something new. But when he wanted to do something that felt familiar, I got you there too.
Yep. I feel like he always tried to show. Definitely when he was showing off on pianos, when he was like, I kind of feel like he did that for him. Like I'm doing something for me. You
Yes.
know, like further on down the road, I'm sure we'll get to this later, but like a B-side like How Come You Don't Call Me Anymore? You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Where it's nothing that the piano playing in that song, oh my God.
Yo, that's when you realize how ill he was, right? Because we're going to get to that because I want to stop first before we get there to like, I feel like Dirty Mind and Controversy, you kind of have to talk about together in part because they came out 6 months apart and they came out 6 months apart in part because Prince showed up with the demo and was like, nope, that's the album.
Yeah.
It's good enough right here. Just walked up to the label. Like the Bruce Springsteen Nebraska comparison that I make all the time is interesting because the Nebraska demo is just him with an acoustic guitar and a harmonica, right? And so they sound like demos. They sound very clearly like something that the plan was to do more with it. Prince showed up with a demo that sounded like an album, talking crazy, bruh. Talking crazy on like just really about crazy. Every song.
Like crazy. You know what I'm saying? Andy Christian and what's the song? What's the title? What about you got the dude named Ronnie in it?
Ronnie Talked to Russia.
Yes. You know
Ronnie is Ronald Reagan.
I know. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
You talking trash about everything. You
talking trash about everything, but even then, let's think about this. When you were mine with an illusion, I always took this as figurative, talking about, the girl was cheating on you, but, I didn't care. I never was the kind to make a fuss. When he was there, sleeping in between the two of us, it wasn't until I got older that I was like, oh, you meant that like actually.
Like literally.
Yo, that's insane, dog. What are you talking about? You got, my sister never made love to anyone else but me. She's the reason for my sexuality. Mm. Whoa, hey. She never wore any underwear, said it always gets in her hair and has a funny way of stopping the juice. What? Incest is everything. It's what?
Dog.
He's jamming.
He was completely out of pocket.
Yo, and it's a new way, like I say, and that comes after the song about this girl was gonna get married, but instead I gave her some head and everything was. Then she stayed.
She stayed with me. You know. That's how you know the music had to be astronomically good for anyone just to be able to look past that and be like, you know what? That was kind of crazy what you just said, but man. This song is phenomenal.
Yo, but to me, it's not even that people look past it. People kind of leaned in. They just like, oh, okay, that's what we're doing. On this record that sounds new wave, to me, though, that's the bass album. Like, if you listen to it, he has a very particular style of bass play because he has guitar player, piano player hands. Like, it's not going to sound like them Larry Graham, Bootsy Collins. Like, you see a picture of Bootsy Collins' hands, and you're like, oh, that's why that bass sounds like that. Big, giant, like
so hard, yeah.
Yeah. Like it looked like Bootsy Collins could like take the top off an oil drum if he just unscrewed it, right? Prince didn't have like that. So Prince has got these like slinky style bass lines on there. And it's another one where he could create these pictures of like, I'll do it all night. It was like someone over there said he wants to get to know you. I don't care because I really want to hold you. And I'm so scared because he might do something to you that you like. Like that is the ultimate portrait of like insecurity. I want to holler at you, but I ain't got it in me, but I'm afraid that dude got it. What am I supposed to do? And then imagine this 5'5" perm-headed motherfucker, 20 years old, sitting over there looking weird.
Yep.
Worried about all these things.
Do you think this point in time is when he kind of started to develop the character of Prince, or like all the other the different types of characters that he would play throughout the music? You know, the characters he played within the music. You know,
yeah.
You think this is around this time is when that started?
I mean, it's one thing that he's on the cover of the self-titled album with no shirt on. The next one, he's on the cover wearing a G-string, knee highs, and heels. Yeah. I think there is when he just fully decided, we gonna go wild with it.
Yeah.
We gonna go wild with it. And then come with Controversy. Controversy has a song called Jack You Off, and it's actually dialed back for where the previous, although Controversy also gives us our first weird, like Prince Coda, which is on Do Me Baby, when he starts getting, I'm so cold. What are you doing? What are you talking about? And could you turn that shit up, please?
Man, you talk about a record. That record is like a Quiet Storm staple.
Yes.
And for what's going on in that record, for that, we've had discussions on here before where we talked about how radio, especially black radio, during this time period was like very, very conservative, especially in regards to rap music where they wouldn't play it. That song, Do Me Baby, was all over black radio all the time. And it wasn't like they just, I mean, it was a Quiet Storm record, so it got to play it in the 10 o'clock hour, but it was getting played in the middle of the day too. You know what I mean? And for something, literally he's saying, do me, baby, like you've never done before. In the middle of the day.
Yes. So that was the other thing too. He talked about, don't know if this is a girl with a mustache. One thing he was making it clear, regardless of what you thought he was, what he was about.
Yeah. He definitely made it clear. You know what I'm saying?
Like he might be talking about how somebody else is going both ways. He wasn't really talking about him going both ways.
This don't apply to me.
Bambi, can't you understand? Bambi is better with a man. And so like after he went Witness and there were songs that he wasn't playing anymore, he played Bambi on Saturday Night Live in the 21st century. And I'm like, yeah, of course he would. That's the most conservative song in the catalog. Right? Like he is speaking, he's like, sis is the way to go. Yep. That is what we do. Now with Do Me Baby, my other thing, Do Me Baby is another one. That boom, boom, that's another bass. That is a Prince-based classic. But the Prince-based classic is on Controversy, and that is Let's Work. And what is interesting to me about that too is I feel like the power of marketing and the power of singles is very important in terms of how things are remembered. And so what I mean when I say that, I watched a concert, Guns N' Roses, I think it's live at the Ritz in New York City, and it was on the tour they did for Appetite for Destruction. And I remember when they played Sweet Child of Mine, the audience was kind of like, oh, it's cool, but it didn't really jump off, which I found to be strange. And then I looked up the date of the concert, and then I looked up the dates on the album, and Sweet Child of Mine had not yet been released as a single.
Oh, there you go.
So it had not, you see what I'm saying? Like it hadn't turned into that thing at that point. Now that is, for a lot of people, like the defining Guns N' Roses single, but it happens because it comes out as a single. Questlove makes a point about Prince, that there is not a Prince song that as a DJ that you throw on and it just sets the party completely off, like some have done forever, right? Mm-hmm. But Let's Work sounds like the song that should have been the song or would have been the song, because that is the Prince bass line of all is Let's Work.
I got homies, a few homies that actually play bass for a living. And, when we get to talking about Prince, they always, almost all of them, in a consensus say that bass line is one of the most difficult bass lines ever to play. And it's because they've told me because it's the way that the bass is moving, it's like a non-natural movement of the hands. Mm-hmm. So, because you have to go up and down, you got to go up and down the neck of the bass in a way that's not normal to accomplish it.
Right.
But the way, and I guess the way that thing like moves, how it moves up and down, bro. I can see why that would be the record that one would think that would be the one that would set the party off, like. And it does to a degree, but depending on the room you in. But that's
it did not become ubiquitous.
No, it did not.
Right, like it didn't become the one.
Go ahead. My bad. That's the one record that was close like that was from the self-titled album. I Want to Be Your Lover, but but even that's the same. It's the same. It works kind of depending on where you at. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Let's Work also got I think this is the first person to say this, I want to love you till you're soft and wet. Hard dick and bubble gum is all you get. I don't know. Maybe somebody said it before, but that feels to me like
That's
the first
what I sound like
documented
that.
use.
Yeah, timeline-wise, it sounds like that would be the first time. You know what I'm saying?
That sounds like, but what's so wild is Controversy was like a little bit of a disappointment compared to Dirty Mind, and then 1999 comes after it. And Little Red Corvette to me is the best Prince song. I'm not saying the best Prince record. I saw him in concert, I want to say 5 times. I saw him play Little Red Corvette 5 different ways. It jams every single way. And that is because there is no genre of singing where men sing harder or with more emotion than when a man is declaring his love for a trollop. Think about every love song you've ever heard where a man is talking about a woman who be out there in them streets. Don't nobody sing harder about love than men. You realize how much you gotta love a woman to tell the world she out here with all these other dudes, but oh well, you can come stay here.
Yep. Yeah, man. Simping ain't easy, baby. You know what I'm saying?
By the way, every one of those songs makes the very clear implication that thing be snapping, dog. I don't think you so much understand what it is that thing provides me when she be over here, and that's his version.
It's worth. I mean, the juice is worth the squeeze, baby. You know what I'm saying? I need that in my life.
Yep.
See, I don't care how I get it. Oh, I need that, and I need it from her. You know what I mean?
He looked at that like, I don't even think I can hang, dog. Baby, I ain't got enough gas.
That's a beautifully written song too.
It's so
you know
good.
What I mean?
It's so good. And you heard like the 8-minute version?
No, I haven't heard the 8-minute version.
So there's a 6-minute version of 1999 that just about everybody's heard. 1999, of course, is a great record. But Little Red Corvette, there's an 8-minute version of that one. And it's funny because on the single version, Prince doesn't play the solo. Des Dickinson plays the solo. And by the way, when you hear the solo, you realize it's a Des Dickinson solo because it ain't a Prince solo. But you listen to the longer versions, dude, he is cutting up on guitar so bad all the way through. Again, your friendly reminder that I'm better at this than your favorite is.
Man, I just can't imagine being able to have the ability to flex like that at any point in time. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like I'm literally making all this music because I'm making the music I want to hear. But every now and again, I must decree that I am the coldest motherfucker walking. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
And I'm not gonna say it. I'm just gonna do something, and you are going to acknowledge it. You know what I'm saying?
Yes. Well, and also, here's where this gets fun. And you mentioned this before a little bit. Do you know what the B-side is to 1999, the single?
Is it 17 days? No, that's not. It ain't 17 days, is it?
It is How Come You Don't Call Me Anymore.
There we go. Yep.
If I am not mistaken. Yes, it's How Come You Don't Call Me Anymore. Let's think about this for a second, guys. I have so much heat that I don't really have a place for How Come You Don't Call Me Anymore. So I'm just going to throw it on here.
This excellent, super, super sultry piano ballad.
Yes.
Yes. I'm gonna throw the B side of this super duper guitar driven single.
Just a complete old school, like just longing ballad. It's just one lousy dime. Why don't you call me sometime? Where you hear him, you hear the foot tap to keep the beat. Like it sounds like it sounds exactly like what the song implies it is. That he is just sitting there all alone, unsure of what to do, just there, right?
That's how I get it out. That's how I get my emotions and my feelings out. This is it. How I do it right here.
Right. So that's the B-side on that one. By the way, that album, I don't want to skip it. Like, wow, there's so much that we could do and like how long this could go. But that was a revolutionary sort of album, especially with the use of the drum machine. Nobody had used that drum machine, that L1 Roger Lynn drum machine. Nobody had used it at that point like he had, right? And where he also leans in super heavy on the keys, where his thing about the keys was he didn't play horns. So the keys were the horns. Like it's a like weirdo, futuristic James Brown sort of record, and it's nasty. It is wall to wall nasty. Like me and my brother talking about, let's pretend we're married. Like, dude, what are you talking about? You can't do this.
Do you think this point in time, like, 'cause I know we about to creep up on Purple Rain here in a second, but do you think people often talk about Stevie Wonder's genius period, right? Do you think this was Prince's genius period right here? This point in the '80s?
Yeah. I mean, to me, I think his genius period runs 8 years.
So from when to when?
From Dirty Mind through the Black Album.
Okay. All right.
Love Sexy, I mean, it may have been genius, but it wasn't. Love Sexy has jams. Like, it has songs that I really like. But all right, let's put a pin in this. We're going to come back and talk about Purple Rain because I have a frustration with Prince stands as it relates to Purple Rain that we will talk about next. All right, we are back with DJ Wally Sparks talking about Prince. We are now here for Purple Rain, and there's a huge segment. You and I talked about this a little bit before the show started, where I'm like, I am clearly not a Prince stan because I meet Prince stans and I see what Prince stans talk about on the internet, and I am not them, right? Like, I realize this. Like, this discussion we have is going to focus on the Warner years because we could talk about the after Warner years, but that's not why we're here, right?
No.
The reason this is all here is because of the Warner Brother years, number one. Number two, I find that often the more you get into something, the more you get into music, we try to often get a little bit too cute when we talk about what's best, or in some cases, what's our favorite, because you don't want to sound like everybody else, right? An example of this to me is like with U2, where people would say that Achtung Babe was the best U2 record, and no, it's the Joshua Tree. Like I get why you don't want to say the thing that everybody said forever, but then you go back and you're like, okay, we're tripping here. I love Sign of the Times, and we'll get there, but it's a reason that Purple Rain sold a gajillion albums. Purple Rain is a mind-blowing act of creativity that I am amazed how many people will try to say that if Purple Rain is your jam, that somehow it is an indicator of a lack of nuance in your musical taste. The dude put together a gospel funk hard rock album, a significant portion of which was recorded live, including Purple Rain itself. Incredible songwriting, his signature song, and to me, the most incredible single anybody ever put out, which is When Doves Cry. Literally a song that no one has ever made a song that sounded like it before or after. I don't even think anybody's been able to try.
Damn, man. I've heard guitar players from many walks of life, from every type of genre you could think of. And this is going into Prince as a guitarist, right? And they speak of the intro solo for When Doves Cry like it's the Holy Grail, because they're like, how is this possible? You know what I mean? They no one can figure out how to do it, and I believe Prince probably did that by mistake rather. You know what I mean? And
I've told you, I don't think he could do it again.
Yeah.
My evidence is this. In the times that I saw him live, he always ran When Doves Cry off a DAT. Like, he always ran the solo off of a tape.
Mm-hmm.
If you watch the tours in the 1980s, and When Doves Cry came up, that is not a Prince guitar number in concert. It's a Prince song and dance number, right? Like, he's doing the split and everything else for it. Wendy is doing all the guitar stuff during those times. And even, I think, what's his name? Levi Searcy, next cat. Like, those are the ones that are doing the guitar in the next run. I don't think he ever could do it. I think he caught lightning in a bottle that one time. Because Billy Gibbons tells that story. Yeah, Billy Gibbons tells that story about after the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame induction ceremony. I think it was in 2004 when Prince did the Why My Guitar Gently Weeps solo. And that Gibbons says, somebody's like, hey, somebody wants to see you over there. And it's Prince in the back. And Billy Gibbons, who's the guitar player from ZZ Top, who is a stone cold beast in his own right. And he asked Prince about that about that intro. And he's like, yeah, I don't even know what I did on that one. I don't think he could do it again. He just caught it one time.
And just happened to catch it on tape, and it happened to be on one of his greatest songs of all time.
Yes.
You know,
To me,
pure lightning in the bottom moment.
to me, it's the best record he made, right? Like, I think as a song, Little Red Corvette has a versatility and all this other stuff, but as a production, as something that somebody put together in a studio, that's the one. And it's lyrically cold too.
That's such a crazy genre bending song because it's everything and nothing all at once.
Yes.
You
How
know
about
what I
this?
mean?
He does that solo or that intro solo and then doesn't pick the guitar back up again until the end. Until he gets back to like that solo at the end. But otherwise, it's not there. It's just basically the drum machine and synths up until that part.
And you know another thing that's underrated about that song that people don't often talk about is the vocal performance.
Yes.
Bro, the screaming at the end, and he ain't screaming for the sake of screaming. He's screaming because it suits the song.
Yes.
You know what I mean? It's not just somebody just like randomly, yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
It's not just there. It's not just there because he felt like screaming. It's there because it's in service of the song.
Yeah, it's not like the Doobie Baby screaming, which kind of feels like, okay, we're just doing this right now.
Wilding. We're just wilding.
You're right.
You know
like this was different, but you're right. Also, that dig, if you will, a picture. Mm-hmm. Oh, okay, you have my attention.
Yep.
Right, nails it. And look, that's just one of the songs, the beautiful ones. That scene in the movie with the beautiful ones. Me and my homeboy once. We were like, yo, I don't have Purple Rain on CD. This is like 99. He didn't have one. I'm like, cool. We're going to drive down to the Best Buy at South Lake Mall, and we're going to go pick them up. And so we stopped, and we eating at Wendy's, and we just kind of finishing up our food, and we were talking about the movie, and we talk about in the movie where he gets on stage, and he does the, do you want him? Does the pointing, and do you want me? And then we looked at each other, and then we just threw our stuff away, and we jumped up and got in the car and went to get the stuff. Because it was just like, okay, we can't talk about this and not have this playing in the car shortly. Like, perfect ballad. Then behind it, and look, I'll fight to the death about this one. Anybody want to, I will fight to the death about this. Y'all been doing Computer Blue a disservice for 42 years.
It's a great song. It's probably my least favorite song on that album.
I know. That's because you would Take Me With You guy. Like,
yes, because I play drums. That's why.
I know. You have explained that to me. To me, it is no question to Take Me With You is, look, something had to finish in last, right? Like, it's whack, right? It is very clearly they told him, we need a song to put on this part of the movie. Yeah. Can you, like, just give us the song? It's cool. Computer Blue, also, the 12-minute Computer Blue.
That's some crazy guitar work, too. I'm not going to lie. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like
I think the movie set Computer Blue up for a bad one because it's interesting because people don't feel that way about Nicki. But Computer Blue set up the idea that this was a whack, what are you doing song? But everybody loves Nicki because he talking that nasty shit. And so then they just like jump on it. But to me, Computer Blue, again, is a Prince flexing on the guitar as he decided to spend the majority of this record doing.
Again, that's one of them instances where it's like, yeah, you know, I've been quiet for a few years, but it's time for me once again to let everybody know I'm the coldest motherfucker walking. You know what I'm saying?
Yes. I mean, look, we got this. You get Nicki. When Doves Cry comes after that, I Would Die For You, which again is another one of these weirdo gospel songs.
Yep.
That's thrown in. Like when you really pay attention to those lyrics, that's a song about Jesus.
Straight about Jesus.
Like, and not even about Jesus, like in the way that there are all these songs where you can substitute baby and substitute Jesus and the whole song flips, right? No, this is just about Jesus.
Mm-hmm.
Killed it. Then, I don't know where you are on Baby I'm a Star, but Baby I'm a Star used to be the intro song for one of my radio shows because I got tired of them people acting like I ain't had no business being there. So it was Might Not Know It Now. Baby, yes, I are.
Yeah. That's a good one. I always like that song, man. I enjoy the because you know it's a real good, you know, ending crescendo of the movie. You know, it makes the movie feel good. So I've always enjoyed that song, but the movie made me like that song more. Whereas like the movie might have made Computer Blue, go one way for other people, but it did a positive thing with Baby I'm a Star with me because I just like I thought that was a perfect way to end that movie.
Yo, it's such a church song too.
Mm-hmm.
With that organ, doom and the doom doom. It is such a church song. And then
shout
into
music,
Purple.
Man.
Say it again.
It's shout music. That'll
It is.
Pentecostal shout music.
It is. And have you heard the story? And there's a zillion stories that bounce. You never know which one it is. But the thing about Purple Rain was somehow Prince wound up at a Bob Seger concert. Was like, I need one of these songs that make everybody sing along. And they're like, yo, man, sometimes you just got to take it down to the essence form, right? They need the power ballad. And that's like kind of the genesis of Purple Rain, which started as a country record. And then when Wendy Melvoin got her hands on the intro, the voicing of it changed and it didn't go, it didn't wind up in that place. It's tricky because I feel like there are lots of songs that are better and lots of things that are more creative maybe and everything else. But there is nothing that hits like a super dope live version of Purple Rain. Like nothing hits quite like it does. The one on the Syracuse concert, which forget about the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame performance. That's the best solo in the catalog, live solo, if you go find it. But it's just like, hey, man, I'm going to make everybody in here cry. It can be done. Watch this.
Dog, I remember when you made me watch that. You were like, bro, you need to see this specific show. You know what I'm saying? And I was like, man, this is might be the most amazing thing I've ever seen.
Yo!
You know what I mean?
He was on.
Let's not forget about the Super Bowl performance too. You know what I mean?
Right. And this is a whole nother, like that was him at the peak of his powers. Like me and my brother talked about this because we sat up here and we watched something off. I think it was the Nude Tour right around when Love Sexy came out. And we're like, the difference between those late 80s concerts in 85 is even if you think the music was better or his light never shone brighter than it did in 1985, right? Like it is a recognition. I am the illest and everybody else knows that I'm the illest too. Like right now, it's never going to be like this again. I got a band with an energy that you're never going to be able to replicate again. Everybody's having a great time before the money and the fame and everything get out of control. Like he is there. And like everything that happens after is still dope, right? But I wish I was there for it moment to understand what the apex of something truly was. Like, it's like when I compare it to like Jordan in 92 or like LeBron in 2012, where you watch LeBron and you're just like, hey, man, it ain't never going to be like nothing's going to be like this again. Ever. And he was there. And while he's there, he's like, oh, by the way, I'm going to put out another album because I've gotten bored with this shit already. Yeah.
I'm moving on.
Right. And so, but what it winds up being after that, and I'm curious if you see something similar to me. After that, it feels like he put out a series of albums that were certainly excellent, but because he was moving faster than people could digest, the ability to fully appreciate it wasn't necessarily there. Like I went back and got really into Around the World in a Day in the last 6 months or so. That record is incredible. Like it is just so completely different than Purple Rain. And by the time they're done with videos for that, he's already moved on to Christopher Tracy.
Yep. Already on parade.
Yeah, but right then he was in his Beatles bag on that one. He tries to claim that wasn't what he was doing. But to me, what was very clear is that not only was he in his Beatles bag, he had a desire that I find a little unseemly, but he wanted these white folks to give him his credit, right? Like he felt like he deserved to be viewed. This is very much an ego play with the visionaries on a certain level. And then he, as often he decides to show people he could do whatever their favorites did better. It felt very, very much like he was in a Beatles bag on that one, as much a demonstration of a point as anything else. But I ain't mad because it was going.
Do you think Parade and Under the Cherry Moon subsequently, like, would you consider them predecessors to something like 808s and Heartbreak by Kanye? Because when I heard you say, like, Prince, this was a time where Prince wanted the white people to take him seriously as a visionary because he saw himself as a visionary. I think Kanye West was doing the same sort of thing with 808s and Heartbreak. You know what I mean?
I feel like with 808s, Kanye was so depressed and put out an incredible, we recorded this in 2 weeks, like depressed record, which I love.
I get that.
Yeah, which I love when it came out. I think with Around the World in a Day, he was very particular, although Around the World in a Day has America on it, and America is funky as anything that he put out. It's got Raspberry Beret, which every concert I went to, man, people love that shit.
That's a great song, bro. That's another expertly written record.
It is. I merely like it a lot.
I'm big on Pop Life. That's on Around in the World in a Day too.
Yeah, I love Pop Life. Around the World in a Day. I mean, so the title track, Paisley Park, Condition of the Heart, Raspberry Beret, and Tambourine is side A. Right? On the back side, you got what? America, Pop Life, The Ladder, and Temptation. And I think there's one more that I'm missing on the second half. But America, they put out a 25-minute version of America with the Around the World in a Day release. And man, they are jamming on there. Like, that's as hard funk record as he did. Parade has taken on this new life because you remember that time that Lupe Fiasco said It Was Written was his favorite Nas record, and then all y'all then decided to pretend like It Was Written is better than it ever was in the first place because somebody said it was good?
Hey, I was on that before Lupe.
Good for you. You felt like you was kind of lonely back then, though, didn't you?
Yeah, I did, but I did.
That's what I'm saying.
I've never been on it was better than Illmatic. I just said it was much better than people remember it being. You know what I mean? Yeah. And I liked it. I personally enjoyed listening to that album more than I enjoyed listening to Illmatic at that point in my life. Okay. You know what I mean?
I can see the point, right? My point in bringing that up, aside from needling you about It Was Written. But my thing is that I think the way records are perceived can be changed when someone that people respect offers a positive opinion of it. For example, I find that white listeners are really into black artists that their white favorites said that they loved. Like the Beatles talking about Chuck Berry helped bring Chuck Berry back because the Beatles talked about it in that way, right?
Yep.
That clip of Nelson George and D'Angelo talking and D'Angelo saying the Parade is the best funk album ever, which is clearly D'Angelo trying to get an answer off the top of his head. He throws it out there. I've seen Jill Scott say the same thing. Parade got some jams, but get the fuck out of here. Like, people are not convincing me of this one. I love the extended Another Love of Holding Your Head. I love Do You Lie? New Position. Like, it's an interestingly weird record because he's going on this kind of French lounge theme or whatever. It's got Kiss on it, which is one of those that I don't love as much as everybody else, but it's kind of a defining single. I do not like Sometimes It Snows in April. I flat out don't like it.
Okay. I mean,
it's
just sad
and boring.
You know what you got on it though?
Mountain. It does have mountains. It does have mountain goes.
Bro. Mountains jamming like a fool, man. I'm telling you.
Yeah. Like, I think everything he did, even if you didn't love the record, everything he did was go have some jams on it. That one, of course, has the issue of, as my brother said, the only two movies worse than Purple Rain are Under the Cherry Moon and Graffiti Bridge. They're the only two records ever made that are worse than those. Girls and Boys. Forgot about that one.
Man, so much heat, bro.
By the way, Purple Rain, Around the World in a Day, these all come out within like 2 years.
Yeah. I mean, that's what I was saying. That's why I was asking you, like, was this his genius period? Because the level of output that was coming, that would, and the frequency and the level at the same time.
We're not even talking about all the stuff he did for the time, right? We're not talking about Glamorous Life and the Sheila E. records, right? We haven't gotten to Manic Monday and all this, and we just now getting the Sign of the Times.
Oh man, I forgot The Family came out in between this
Nothing
time.
Compares to You. I got so much heat. I will give Nothing Compares to You to people you will never think about ever again.
Yeah, I'm gonna get this record to the bald-headed Irish lady, and it's gonna become a number one hit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but that's after I give it to The Family.
Right.
after I give it to them. Right. And now I'm going to do Sign of the Times. And man, Sign of the Times is the one where I had always said for the longest that it was the best Prince record. And technically speaking, it might be the best Prince record. I think you put it all together, it's still... Purple Rain did not sell a zillion of those copies because he sold out. It sold a zillion of those copies because it was a truly visionary piece of work. But Sign of the Times, I think he was in his songwriting bag. If I Was Your Girlfriend is peak songwriting bag.
Yep. So is If I Can Never Take the Place of Your Man.
Yes.
Man, I love that song so much, bro.
I do too.
Love it.
That the breakdown of the extended version.
Man.
Yeah.
Talking
Dorothy
about,
Parker.
I mean, but it's Dorothy Parker, Starfish and Coffee. It's so much heat on that album, dog.
Forever in My Life, which I think has an argument for it's up there on the most underrated songs of all of these. And Then There's a Door.
Man. Dog, how this is the coldest game I ever heard in my life, bro. That bro said, the man said, until the end of time. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Man.
Dude, Adore is up there with As. As perfect hyperbole of love. As and Adore for me are up there with the two, except Prince keep it real. You can say that I'm a terminal case. You can burn up my clothes, you can smash up my ride. Well, hey, maybe not the ride.
Yep. Yeah, he got to kind of bring himself back to reality real quick.
Yeah, and that's the end of the album. You get to the end of that, and he's like, all right, no more for you. Me and the homie Master were in here one day, and we watched the Prince, the 85 concert, and then it was over, and then Master looked at me and was like, so what's next? And I was like, stop being greedy, but then I was like, damn, what else are we supposed to do, though? You're right. Where? That's how, when Adore ends Sign of the Times, it's like, wait a minute, so this is just over? We're not.
That was it? There's no more?
No.
After you done gave you all that heat, you know what I'm saying?
Yes. And the deep album cuts on there to me are it is underrated. I think about it, baby, all the time. It goes hard. Slow Love goes hard. Strange Relationship goes hard. All of these joints just go hard. And then after this album, though, the Black Album came out, and then there are the stories about why the Black Album did come out. The Black Album I love in part because at this time, Prince clearly did not have much time or respect for rap. So he decided to show everybody that actually he could program drums better than all these rapidy rap guys can. And there is some incredible drum programming on the Black Album. Lights out.
I need to go revisit that album. I hadn't listened to it in a very long time.
Yeah, I got it on vinyl. It has When Two Are in Love for the first run. I think When Two Are in Love is the only song that survived on the Love Sexy, which tells you how cold When Two Are in Love is because he felt he had to completely separate himself from the Black Album because it was too dark. And they were like, nah, but we keeping this one.
Yeah. That's the only song I remember from it. Really? You know what I mean? That's why I'm saying I need to go back and listen to that album to kind of recalibrate my ears because it's been a really, really long time since I listened to it.
Yeah, this is the stretch where it gets a little weird, right? Love Sexy got Alphabet Street. It's got I Wish You Heaven. It's got When Two Are in Love. It's got Anesthesia. It's got some joints, but people were kind of like, hey, not sure, not fully sure. Then the Batman record came out. I fuck with Batman. I don't know how you feel about the Batman record.
No, I'm a big Batman person. I really like that album. I feel like he took that on as a challenge.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
I mean, he watched the movie and was like, oh, okay, cool. I got you.
You know what I'm saying?
I got you. But I love the future. The future, Party Man. I'm If You Say So about Scandalous. And even Bad Dance. Bad Dance is too long, but it's like, okay, I see what's going on here. But I appreciated that he's like, this is going to be, it was a corporate synergy situation because Warner Brothers, okay, so I have to remember for people who are too young, in the summer of 1989, everything was about Batman.
Everything
was about Batman. Batman T-shirts, everything. It was
dominating culture like you would not believe.
Right. Nothing. I can't think of anything that has ever dominated like a movie that hadn't even come out yet. Jack Nicholson is the Joker. all of this. It was everywhere. And then Warner Brothers was like, we have Batman and we have Prince. Why don't we have Prince do the soundtrack? And Prince watched the movie. They gave Prince a clip of the movie, and he was like, okay. And then just threw together a soundtrack right fast for him.
You seen that clip of him playing the bass? I think he playing Party Man.
Yes.
Oh, you know what I mean? And
yes.
Oh man, that's wonderful. It's so
yes.
cool. It's so cool, bro. Because
he
just that's another one of them moments. This is a through line that's been going on through this entire conversation where he just like, hey, you know, I'm not really trying to flex for real, but since y'all here,
right,
it's time for me to show y'all that I'm the coldest motherfucker.
Yes,
you know what I'm saying? I'm the coldest motherfucker walking for sure.
I feel like Graffiti Bridge, again, terrible record, but also
I like these in trouble.
No, I was saying he got some jams on the album. I mean, it's a terrible movie, my fault, but the record is not terrible. All right, I'll go farther than Thieves in the Temple. Thieves in the Temple. Can't Stop This Feeling I Got. That one goes. The Question of You. That one goes. Thieves in the Temple, and my personal favorite, Joy and Repetition.
That's a good one. That's a real good one, bro.
Woo-hoo-hoo!
That's a real good one.
It's so good. Like, I don't think anybody, like, Joy and Repetition is up there in the competition for, like, best of the best for him.
Yeah. I would be inclined to agree that should be a consensus top 10, maybe even top 5 Prince song.
It's up there. Like, it's that
it's up
ill.
there for sure. It's up there
right.
for sure.
But we are also squarely in the era of talking about Prince albums with, well, it's got some jams on it, right? Like, but what's weird is Diamonds and Pearls is a record I think of as, it's got some jams on it, except here are the first 5 singles on there. And again, this is past prime Prince. Get Off, Cream, Insatiable, Diamonds and Pearls, and Money Don't Matter Tonight.
Jam after jam after jam after jam.
Dare I say 5 classics.
Yep.
And this is after it started to fall off just a little bit. Jam after jam after jam.
So Diamonds and Pearls, this is the Earth, Wind, and Fire.
Well, I don't
album.
love this single. I admit I don't love that jam. I do not love.
Oh, Diamonds and Pearls. Yeah. Well, I'm just talking about the album in general, but
yes.
But that's the Earth, Wind, and Fire album for Prince, where the music on Diamonds and Pearls sounds really pretty.
You're right.
You know what I mean?
You're right. You're right. This is around the era where he and Mike were like, I want the brothers and sisters to love me again.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Right? They both came back home. The Love Symbol album, which is right before it gets really weird. That's got Sexy Motherfucker, The Morning Papers, Love to the Nines, Damn You, and 7.
Damn You is a very, very underrated Prince ballad.
Woo! Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Like, the thing for me, though, after this, when you get to the post-Warner, there's a lot of really good stuff post-Warner, right? It's not always the easiest to talk about because you got the records that he put out just to spite Warner, right? Like you've got like the Chaos and Disorder and Come, where he's clearly just trying to get out of the deal. But you wind up with like the Gold Experience. The Gold Experience has got Shh. It's got Billy Jack Bitch. It's got I Hate You. Yeah, like, oh, this has some jams. Emancipation is way too long, but I contend the second disc of Emancipation is the last true classic that Prince did. If all he put out was disc 2,
you have another classic on his hands.
We got another classic just by itself. And then, as perhaps one of my boldest takes, I told you, you and I talked about this briefly. The B-side, Prince in his B-side bag, because that's not something that people really do anymore, I could make an argument that between like 82 and 85, he put out a classic album if you just collected B-sides, right? So, How Come You Don't Call Me Anymore? Irresistible Bitch. I tell my mama I'm doing all this cussing because he's the name of the songs. 17 Days. Erotic City.
Man, that's 2 for 2 right there, bro.
God, which is not bad. Another Lonely Christmas. Girl is in here somewhere. Oh yeah, Girl. Oh, she's always in my hair.
Mm-hmm.
My fault. Almost forgot that one.
Yeah.
Girl, I think is the second. Yeah, Girl is the B-side to Pop Life, and Hello is also on there. Those B-sides, put those together, that's a classic LP.
You got a classic album. Oh man, you reminded me about something we were speaking about earlier about Prince records that DJs play that we can play. Erotic City is another one that I failed to mention, but that's 100% a record that DJs play like on a regular, even still to this day. You know, that's definitely one you got to keep in Serato or keep in your crates. You know what I mean?
You know what DJ I have heard play Erotic City?
Who was that?
DJ Mike Hitman. I heard him play it once as the first song at a wedding.
Oh man, that tracks. That's
wild.
That tracks. Shout out to DJ Mike Hitman, bro.
DJ Mike Hitman. That anytime I mention Mike like this, it's my reminder that it's been too long since I talked to Mike. It's always been too long since I talked to Mike. But no, this is like the music is such an incredible thing, right? Just rattling and running through songs. Like my brother makes the point, he said before that he doesn't know any act where the fans can talk about the songs in depth like they can. And that's, I think, in part because his familiarity with this world. There are other places in other, worlds in which you could talk about it, like Beatles fans could talk about the records in the same way with Prince. But for me, it does feel like it's more fun just because the range goes so far and what is possible on those records is so far. And again, we didn't even get to talk about all the stuff that isn't actually, well, it's his, but it ain't his because he ain't do the song. Like we went with 777-9311. We didn't get around to talking about that beast of a piece of work.
Man, we talked about a song that bass players are mystified by because of the bass line. We talked about a song that guitar players are mystified by the solo. 777 is the song that drummers are mystified by. You know what I'm saying?
How did you do that?
Like, how is this happening, bro? You know what I mean?
But hold on, there's another weird thing about that, which is I've watched him play 7/7/93/11, and okay, look, I am not a musician. I don't have a lot of like musical gear that I know that much about, but the one thing my ear can always pick up is when somebody is playing the Fender Jazz bass. If you play bass on the Fender Jazz, like all my favorite bass players, that's what they're about. If you listen to somebody play bass on a reggae record like Aston Barrett or those guys, it's a very lush in-front bass sound on a Fender Jazz.
You can pick the tone out.
Yep. Like if I hear it and I point it out to you, you will be able to hear it everywhere else. But it is not a slap bass, right?
Mm-hmm.
7/7/93/11, I watched Prince do that, and he's slapping on a Fender Jazz. And I'm like, I don't think I've ever seen anybody try to slap on a Fender Jazz. And that's another one where he feels like, yeah, nobody else can do this.
Mm-hmm.
And he gave that song to somebody else, in part because where it gets weird, a little bit too black, and his ambitions were to show them that he could do their stuff, and so the time could come out here and put this jam out here.
Yeah, man. It's Prince, for all his genius, bro, he was a first-rate asshole, G. You know what I'm saying?
Go ahead and say what you've been saying.
Bro, it's the thing that's always puzzled me about everyone who's worked with Prince. They all say this with love because they all love him. But they all also say that he was a terrible person to work with. But the genius was so much genius that, I guess that would be the reason to stay around. And I just be like, man, like, bro, look, and I'm saying this is somebody that's 5'4", okay? Right? How come y'all just didn't slap that little nigga in the head, bro? You know what I'm saying? If he was being such an asshole, especially like, I mean, I guess, I guess why Alexander O'Neal left, that big old dude from Mississippi, you know what I'm saying? He probably would have just like knocked him out cold. But I never got why no one, I never hear stories about people fighting back against his dictatorship, so to speak. You know what I mean? But I guess that's because you made the point to me when we talked about this. Like, usually what he was saying was right.
That's the thing about those cats. You just don't like this Paul Simon line. I know you see through me, but there's no tenderness beneath your honesty. That is like being right is not sufficient. Right? Like you know what the word is for brutal honesty? Brutality.
Yeah, there you go.
Right? Mm-hmm. And I say this as somebody who used to call himself brutally honest. I'm like, okay, but it's brutal. Like that doesn't change the fact. And it sounds like it wasn't always like that. Like it really got there around like 83, 84 is when it starts getting out of hand. And then like, especially post Purple Rain, where nobody could tell him a single thing. Yeah. Like I think Warner Brothers gets a bad rap. They're like, brother, you just can't put out a record every year, man. Let it breathe. I feel like a slave. We try to make you work less. You the one that be in the field all day long.
Yep.
We ain't sold the last crop yet.
Mm-hmm.
Chill out.
We ain't even got the harvest yet, and you out here playing Moses.
Right? Like, come on, bro. Just relax. But they all are, right? Like, hey, man, you saw the things about them cats trying to fight Stevie Wonder, getting their ass whooped, but trying to fight Stevie Wonder.
No, I hadn't seen this at all.
Oh, man, Ray Parker Jr. tell a story about they had some drummer who got sick of Stevie because Stevie's the guy calling people in at 3 o'clock in the morning, calling them back after they'd already left. Like all of this, because these geniuses just have so much going on in their heads, and if they need other people to be there for it, right, they try to bring them back. So anyway, the drummer said he'd had enough of Stevie's shit, and so he said he was going to fight Stevie. And so they decided that in order to make it fair, that they would blindfold him. And so him and Stevie had a fight.
Oh, man. This sounds amazing.
Said Stevie gave that boy the beats.
Oh, my God.
I mean, depending on what you believe, Stevie be like that all the time. This brand new to him. So he out here dizzy, don't know up from down. Wa-da-da!
Yeah, man. He got, Stevie got them, you like Daredevil, man, got them heightened senses.
Yeah, Stevie knocked him off his feet. Stevie looked at him and was like, I ain't gonna stand for this.
Way to land the plane. That was fantastic.
Stevie hit him with that Master Blaster. Yeah.
Oh, man.
That's right. Hey, man. Sometimes that's just what somebody need in that moment. You know what I'm saying? Stevie had to let them know.
Oh, man. I guess my temperament is that I can't be around genius because I'd be like, man, I think I got some kind of issue with authority just in general. You know what I'm saying? And that might be a Napoleon complex on my fault. It might be because, I'm an only child. Who knows? It could be something deep rooted I got to work out in therapy. But I just be like, you seen that Mason Cameron podcast when they talk,
yes.
And Mason's like,
talk about Jay Prince.
Who are you? That's who I would have been. I'd be like, Prince been like, like the one story that comes in my head right now is Jimmy Jam talking about them doing 7-7 performing 7-7-7, and Prince is like, Jimmy Jam, why aren't you doing the steps? He's like, he playing the song, and Prince is like, why aren't you doing the steps while you playing Jimmy Jam? And Jimmy Jam just playing with his left hand, and Prince is like, Jimmy Jam, why aren't you playing with both hands and doing the steps, Jimmy Jam? And I'm looking like, man, Jimmy Jam got to be what a good 6'2", 6'3", you know what I'm saying? And this man down here, he down here where I'm at, right? And he little, you know what I'm saying?
Uh-huh.
And I'm like, bro, man, I'd have been like, boy, if you get off my face with this bullshit, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Prince sound like that story that Lenny did on Kawhi Leonard, and they said Kawhi Leonard was in college and they were watching film and they were struggling on defense, and Kawhi Leonard had the suggestion, why don't you guys just do what I do and stay in front of your man?
It's simple to the genius. It's definitely simple to the genius.
Yeah,
And
just like,
they don't understand. They don't understand why it ain't simple to everybody else.
yeah,
You know what I mean?
why can you just not do the thing? Like,
Yeah, I taught some DJ classes before, and I had to rein in my patience one time with a client I had because they were doing something that is in my mind is just one of the simplest acts any kind of DJ could do, and they just couldn't get it at all. And I was like, what do you mean you can't get it, bro? This is too easy, but so
here you go. Here you go. Somebody saying, I don't understand why somebody don't just slap that little motherfucker in the head.
I know.
Hey, somebody out here.
Hey, I'm KRS-One, baby. Nothing like being contradictory. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, man. That is DJ Wally Sparks. Check him out on Twitch, twitch.tv/DJ Wally Sparks. Check him out on Twitter at DJ Wally Sparks. My brother, I appreciate you.
Thank you, man. I enjoy having these conversations, man, all the time.
Hey, man, thank you. And ladies and gentlemen, thanks so much for joining us here on The Right Time. We do this 4 times a week. Ryan Brumley handles everything behind the scenes. Thank you, sir. Hit the voicemail line, 323-596-7767. Remember, follow The Right Time. Subscribe, like, rate us, review us, give us 5 stars. You only give us 4 stars. I'm inclined to believe you are a hater. And we'll talk to you guys in a couple of days. Take it easy.